Right. So there were a few technical difficulties. I don't know what the heck was going on. And I think it's working now. Can you hear me? Just tell me if you can hear me or not, because when I first got on, the sound was not going through. But just let me know. Bree, can you please message Aunt Brown for me? Oh, here we go. Here he is. Never mind. All right, guys. My apologies. I don't know what the heck happened the first time I tried to set up the live. But welcome to day 4. We are going to get Mr. Aunt Brown in. Here we go. Let's hopefully, because, you know, they've been acting. Hey, Jeff. How's y'all week going? Week almost over. Today is Friday, Junior. All right. So we're waiting for Aunt Brown to join. I feel like I'm getting dark, y'all. Here we go.
Izzo, what's up, sis?
Hello.
Hold on, let me step outside real quick.
Okay, take your time. Take your time. Hey, Lodge, how are you? There we go.
Hey, what's up? How you feeling?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Just got back in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I know that
I've
been seeing that you have so many different community events going on. Tell us a little about. Well, first, before we get into that, let the people know who you are.
My name Aunt Brown. I'm a hip hop artist, community activist, youth engager. Yeah, I just keep it at that because I don't like to really be going down lists of things.
No, I understand. But so you've been very involved with the community these last few weeks and doing different things. So could you tell us a little bit of what's going on and how they can get involved?
Well, I have a new foundation called the ABRO Foundation. It stands for Always Be Real Original. It's a youth creative art based nonprofit, but we use creative art to bring awareness to social problems and attack it with humanitarianism and just getting involved in the communities, thinking about different ideas. It's really fairly new. I actually just got my paperwork filed like 2 weeks ago. Like, it's very new, so I'm just in the beginning stages. However, I have been doing activism for a while, for like a few years. Me, huh? Yeah, you got them on the phone. I'll just call them back. It's cool. I have been doing it, doing activism for a few years. You know, getting in school, trying to get to the youth young, and just be a mentor. So I'm easy to get in touch with too. So anybody want to get involved, sometimes it's really just starting off, just coming to events. You know, I host food drives. I work alongside council member KJ Kenyatta Johnson. It's a big supporter. And yeah, that's real quick.
Jay Peters said, Aunt Brown getting all sorts of calls. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jason too, man. He's a journalist. That's just one thing that he's a part of. Like, he does so much. He's really creative, very, very creative. I noticed that. You know, there's a lot of journalists, they do their thing, but he's a creative journalist, you know, and he mixes his different ideas into making him like this one complete package when he do press and stuff. Like, he's dope. Definitely check out Jason.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So the topic that we gave you today, we're gonna dive right into it.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a focus on I'm sorry. I was reading the comments. He basically didn't want the shout out. He was like, he's making it hot.
No, I know.
But the purpose of this, Mr. Peter, we have a bunch of different people that are inside of the comments at all times. So, like, shouting you out is just a plus in our sense, because we are creating that bridge to make sure that there are resources available for everyone. And that, me saying that, is kind of what we're getting into about relationships and resources that Aunt Brown have used for himself, along with what can we implement and telling our youth to do as well when they're trying to build their own brands and step out on doing their own thing.
Yup, relationship building, the most important part about moving entrepreneurship. I don't care, even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, even if you want to like be a sports agent or something, anything, like your network is really your net worth. Like that saying is real cliche and everybody say it, but it's so true. And I feel like I'm a living testimonial to that because I figured out a way to be able to build relationships and build my following amongst the people who can put me in front of masses of people. So I remember somebody tried to get me to pay $1,500 to get in front of like 500 kids to open up for a certain like upcoming celebrity. And I figured out my own way to get in front of like thousands of kids for free, just from like networking with the people who kind of controls where the kids are going or where they at, you know, like, and it's just the consistency that I showed over the years. You know, that's another thing. You got to be consistent with building your network. You got to continue to like go and be consistent with it, because as you consistent, people get familiar with your face, and you also learn as you go. And one thing, I don't have everything figured out. I mean, I got a lot of opportunities coming now, but they're coming now because of all the work I've been doing for like 2 or 3 years. So you never know when it's going to come, and you just constantly learning as you go.
Absolutely. And so day 4, we are here. Yes. So for everyone who just joined, and the people who don't know who I am, my name is Brittney Destsaino. I'm the founder of DestsainoShine. It is a nonprofit organization that serves youth with bridging the gap between education and the arts while assisting women with breast cancer. So with my foundation is a very, very broad, but also very, very narrow and direct of the where my service lies. And
Right.
Having you here talking about resources and how we use our outside resources, for example, like councilmen and different things like that, to be able to reach our students and things, and then also being an educator. So you do school tours, and you have a new school to go to this year. So I'll let you know about that.
First off, salute to you, because
Don't put me on the spot.
No, I have to. I got to real quick. Only real quick, because teachers don't get paid enough. You know, there's no amount of money you can put on the patience y'all have. Like that can't be taught. That's just embedded into you. And I know that from having the son, your patience. Oh my goodness. And for y'all to really on a regular dedicate your life to learning so many different personalities and knowing how to adjust to so many different people, that's a real strong craft within itself. So big salute to you for even being an educator. So like much respect to the educators.
Thank you.
And what was the question? I'm sorry.
You're fine. So we're just talking about, so we talked about building relationships already. We're talking about resources. So your resources as meaning we combining them with our connections.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some things to give back? What are some key points that you can give to anyone that's in the audience or just in general? Like, how do you use your resources? What are the best ways that you go about using your resources?
Well, I think more so first I would say just know what your agenda is. For one, when you know what your agenda, you'll know who you need to be in place or to help you manifest your agenda. To see like, all right, if I want to, I know I do music. For example, I do music, right? And I also like to do activism. So I might collaborate, or my resources might be somebody that's plugged into the music business, as well as somebody that's plugged into like that knows about like rec centers or something like that. And I might want to combine the two at the rec center. So I bring my resources from music to get me the stage and the sound system and promotion and the press that's going to get the kids coming out. And then my resource from the rec center gives me that space, gives me the extra, the extra resources that resonates around children and around like recreation. So I think it's just more so knowing what your agenda and knowing what you want to do. When it comes to entrepreneurship too, one thing that I noticed, the best asset for you to have is to be clear for what you want and what you're asking for. Because when you're really clear and you really know what your lane is, what exactly that you want, it becomes very, very easy. So setting up meetings with certain people become easy, and they want to support you because they just like, yo, he know exactly what he want and he know how to deliver it to me. I hope I'm not breaking up. I'm sure my
No, you're
connection
good.
cool.
You're good. It was at first, but you're clear.
All right. So yeah, I think it's more so like figure out your resources, and also know, man, just like everything, too much of everything is not good. Every resource ain't good for you. So just know which resources work best for you, and figure out how to manipulate it and to work for you the best way possible. Such as, sometimes it takes time to just sit back and think and strategize. Like, all right, I know the Sixers got a foundation, and I know if I get in with a Sixers foundation, I know that's gonna be able to get me to the Sixers players, meaning I'm gonna be able to get to the 76ers staff, meaning I'm gonna be able to bring kids to the 76ers backstage or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
everything has to like trickle down. So I feel like just knowing your agenda, know what you want to do, and just going for it and be clear about it, and you will always get your results. You'll always be able to manifest it. It just take like focus.
Yep. And I like the comment that you said was not every resource is a good resource. Within business, there is not everyone that wants to help you. There is not everyone who goals align with yours. So you want to make sure that as you're growing within your business, that you are lining up people that have the same vision and goal, ending goal as you. Because it's nothing like having someone that's like, okay, well, we should do this. It's like, it's nothing wrong with trying new things, but just making sure that the intent is pure and making sure that they understand what your values are, what your morals are, and what you stand on. So I like that a lot.
I agree with you too, because you gotta, man, in this game too. Like, see, this was my thing. I was moving around in the hip hop scene. The hip hop scene is super dirty and is negative just as much as it's positive, but it's more negative than positive from what I can see. For more so because of the infrastructure of the hip hop scene in Philly, it's a little messed up, but it's getting fixed by people like Global Village and Wreck Philly and Mont Brown. Like, people actually starting to put people on in a position. But for a long time, the hip hop scene just been like, you know what? All these people trying to just snake me and stuff. Let me just step away from it. Then I got into what people might think is the positive stuff, which is like nonprofits, which is moving around in the community, but it's negativity in that as well. So it really is about when you gotta brush shoulders with the right people. And gee, I feel like, I just pick up on people's spirit and they vibe.
Absolutely.
Yup.
I'm a woman that moves by faith and discernment. If I don't feel it, it ain't happening. You can't come near me.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. Like, and if I don't connect with you, like, I'm not going to go out of my way on trying to connect with you. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Like, but I also believe in showing love and giving respect first, and that's probably the reason why people do like gravitate to me, because showing love is free. Resources is free to me. And when I do it, like, I be talking about people and like co-signing people without them knowing, like, without them knowing, behind closed doors, talking to this person. Like, you would never know who I'm talking about you too, just because I'm like, oh, this person, I remember that person did this for me, or that person did that for me. Me and KJ talked about you for like a good hour. Like,
really?
honestly, the other day, yes, like, it's all good stuff. You feel me?
You can talk about it later, but
like, because, like, look, like, you, like, if you continue, I believe in manifesting good thing, man. Reciprocity. Like, if you keep putting out good, it's gonna come back to you. And that's actually I'm a living testimony of that. And I want to continue to keep that going. It's just like showing love first. Love is so free. Like, it
really
free.
is.
Legends can coexist. Just because somebody is popular or moving certain ways, that don't mean they gotta take anything away from you. Like, there'd be two separate gas stations right across the street from each other.
Yes, and like, when you saying that, people always think that when you're giving free advice or doing things is dimming your light. It actually makes you shine brighter. For example, you have a new platform and my platform is new as well. But I reached out to people that I know for a fact are putting major impacts into society. So what that does is it gives you more exposure, and then it teaches me how to gain exposure as well.
Yep.
And then I pick every single person on this live that I feel like personally is doing something genuine to our community and for our youth and for just whatever platform that they're standing on, and that's important to me. Because if I know what my goal is, my ending goal for this, anybody that I bring along have to match as well. So it just means a whole lot. So no, we don't want to dim no one else's light for us to shine, because at the end of the day, we're going to shine regardless, because if you're genuine, you're pure, you have nothing to worry about.
Right. Because like, and I sense that moving around too, you know, like, I just think, like some people feel like when one person is getting opportunities that they wanted or something, they might feel like they can't get opportunities no more. Whereas though that's really not true. Like, I don't feel like there's I don't feel like there's enough. I don't feel like nobody can stop me from doing what I'm doing.
What's for you will never pass you. And I need everybody in the comments to understand that as well. What is for you, no one can stop it. Nobody can shake it. Nobody can. When it's your time, it's all yours. It's yours for the taking. So understand and keep in your head, what's for you will never pass you. If it was not supposed to be meant, it's not going to happen. But if it's supposed to happen, you got nothing to worry about. Just keep going. And don't look at failure as failure. Look at it as a lesson.
It's a lesson.
That you're learning. It's lessons. You're not failing. You're learning. It's lessons and you're learning. So therefore, you can continue to keep going on to the next level. It's like, oh, okay, this didn't work. Or maybe I learned this from this. So now I'm going to move on and now I'm going to do this. Okay? Please keep going. What's for you will never pass you. Thank you.
And that's and I feel like and that's why I'm so big on like just doing stuff for the youth and the young people, because they are the future of everything. They are the future rappers, activists, people who build buildings. They're the future everything. So I feel like to instill, and our culture is so infiltrated and it's so demonized and it's so attacked so much that they don't have this perception of themselves that they can even be great. Especially coming up in a household. Me, for example, like I might be the first person in my family doing this. Like starting a business and really running everything and just becoming a public figure. I might be the first person, and I don't come from a family of education. I grew up with a mom on crack as well. Like none of my brothers and sisters have graduated college. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same, except for one, I'm sorry, but he grew up with a foster mom. But in my household, I didn't see people win. On my block, I didn't see people win. All my brothers, one of my brothers is still doing the 10 to 20 bid right now. So like I grew up around bad influences, and a lot of us had them same stories, and a lot of us not able to really detect what to take from that. You know, some of us just fall into the trap of just being a failure. All I saw was people failing, and the school system is just pushing me forward. How do you expect for me to prosper in real life? You know, we don't know about capital. We don't know about finances and all of these things.
And you don't know about all mortgage and different credit, all those things. All those things are important, and I think that, like, me being an educator, I'll do what I want in my classroom. So it's like, and I make sure that I bring people in like you and different, and make that exposure to them so that they understand that it's way more than to what's put in front of you inside of this book. Because when we leave here, all the stuff that's in the books is not in our everyday lives at all whatsoever. So you have to have that exposure. And like you said, I said this earlier in the week, how when we go through things and we are experiencing them at a young age, when we get older, it's a lot of this time. It's a lot of
I gotta get my charger before
that are walking around in kid bodies. So it's like they aren't learning from their childhood trauma, and they're carrying that into their adulthood.
All right, hold on. I'm on deck. My charger. Oh, my phone almost died, but I got to the charger. All right.
It's fine. But what y'all can do is we're gonna while he's getting that ready, we're gonna start opening up for questions. So if you guys have any questions for me or Aunt or about the topic that we're discussing, you are to put them inside of the question box. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna run it. Whatever questions you have, we're gonna ask them to answer them to the best of our ability.
Court funny.
They must know you.
Yes, my phone always.
This is the only week that I've actually kept my phone charged for this time. My phone is 1% all the time.
Yo,
Like,
that's good.
I'm
You team
1%.
iPhone?
Yeah.
That's the iPhone thing. I think like we do not keep our phones charged.
Yes. It's awful. It's ridiculous. All right, we have a question, Aunt.
All right.
Let me see.
Easy Block Captain, battle rapper. Listen, crazy
It says,
battle
how
rapper.
do you feel about gun violence? Okay.
How do you feel? About gun violence. I mean, I'm advocating, anti-gun violence on the regular. This is not nothing new. The way I feel about it, I think it's kind of clear that it's kind of hard for me to explain. Like since I do activism on it so much, like you can tell that I really want the violence to decrease. But I feel like I don't believe like now this problem is way bigger than me because I don't have the power to just fix this problem on my own. But I'm working on it and I will get that power eventually. But I don't think there's infrastructure put in the inner cities that really decrease crime, like that really decrease gun violence. I don't think there's no type of infrastructure that's set up for gun violence to really be decreased if we look at everything. Because if funding is not getting put into our anti-gun violence initiatives as much as other things. For example, I say this to say this. There's a nonprofit that's ran by people who don't look nothing like us or look nothing like victims of gun violence in these inner cities that gets the most funding and the most popularity on an anti-gun violence cause. So if your family and you never had to do anything with gun violence, you didn't lose your kids just walking across the street and getting caught in a crossfire. So how are you the ones getting the most funding and getting the most support on that cause when it looks nothing like you? But you call us, people that look like me and other people, to come be an advocate through your company. Basically what I'm saying is I think there need to be something set up where we get more people that look like us that's really, really inside our communities. And we also need collaborations with celebrities. Because me, Will Smith, I can go down the list. If they like say if they created some type of coalition for Philly to like really fight and mentor to fight gun violence and mentor the young brothers and give them resources to be able to prosper. You know what I'm saying? Taking them away. Like they need to create something where as though some of these young boys like can get put in a program and they can get some type of funding where as though they go travel the world real quick. Man, you just show them a different experience and it comes right back. They're gonna be like, all right, this ain't that. And then it's a long conversation for gun violence.
It really is like
it's a long conversation. But I feel like it's working. It's work being done to it. I'm talking to people and behind the scenes as well about how to like certain ideas that I have that I think we can bridge the gap between the communities and this problem. But we also got to care about us. We had the whole world wake up when a white cop killed a black man, but we need the whole world to wake up when we keep killing each other. It's really important.
That's another conversation too. That's another conversation
one. You feel me?
So
it's another one. I hope I answered your question though.
Yeah. Y'all can keep sending them questions in though. And it's and the thing is, like, for me, I lost my best friend to senseless gun violence. And that happened right on 52nd Street. And that tore me in the shreds in 2018. And I think that's also a reason why I created my nonprofit, because they need something. If I can create a scholarship, which I have, it's called the Tracy Smith Scholarship, that's in loving memory of my mom. So I'm giving money away to students who are finished high school and they want to either pursue their educational career or their entrepreneur career.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? So it's small steps like that to be able to create them type of resources for our kids to feel like, okay, I don't want to go to college, but I really have this great idea about this clothing line or something. I don't know, whatever it may be. I'm going to become I am that resource for them to be like, hey, I can put this app in. I'm not looking for no crazy behind grades because most of the time, most creators' grades are average.
Right.
So
Me,
because
to be exact, yup.
to be honest, because their
testimony.
brain doesn't really focus on what's in the book. They focus on literally creating what they want. You know what I mean? Like outside of the norm, outside of the normal thinking brain, they are on a whole nother level. So, and I always tell them, like, okay, yes, I am in school. Yes, I'm about to get my master's, but I'm also out. I'm also understand both worlds. Yeah, so I understand the, oh, go to college, get a good job, get a career. Okay, cool. I did that. Yes, I did that. Right? Now what's next? It's so much more outside of that you can create. And I want them to understand that it's accessible. I'm going to connect you with the right amount of people to make sure that you pursue those goals. You know, like, nope, we're not having that.
And I'm glad you said that. Like, both sides. Your camera switch. Are you good?
My bad.
Seeing both sides is definitely important because I think I'm not the type of person that don't think college is pointless. You know what I'm saying? Although I didn't go, I don't think college is pointless. I think that it teaches you social skills, networking. You build a crazy network. You see a different experience.
Absolutely.
Man, like most people who run their business met their business partners in college. Like so. And some people that I got on my team now, I have met just from going up to colleges and promoting, like, and just meeting them. And now, like, we really building. So, like, I'm definitely for both sides. And then I'm also for those who, you know, education might just don't, like, attach to them that well, but they have a sense of, like, direction and understanding of life.
Absolutely. Like, they're self-educated. They're educating themselves outside of the books. And that's what everyone needs to do. I said this literally probably almost every day this week. Make sure you educate yourself. Like, whatever it is that the craft that you choose to take, you have to educate yourself on it. And that's why, like, regardless of whatever you need to know how to read and write. I need everyone to understand that. So the basics of everything is a need. And then everything else will come. Keep your ending goal in mind.
Because we need, we need people to understand the finances. We need people. We need the accountants. We need the teachers.
The lawyers.
We need the lawyers. I got 2 lawyer friends, and when I say, like, they give me so much game, it's like, yo, imagine if you didn't go to college. Like, I wouldn't even be able to just get this game from a friend.
Right.
You feel me? Yup, definitely. And that's why, man, and another thing, man, we need our young people to be our future police officers, because I don't care what's going on. We need if we just allowing anybody to be picked as cops, we need to at least, our young people need to step up too and be that future to be like, no, I'm going to be one of the good cops. I'm going to make sure I take care of my community. I'm going to make sure we run this on right. And we're not doing this out of racism and brutality. And because a lot of people who become cops, a lot of men who become cops used to be bullied in school. Or like was nobodies or something, didn't get popular, like wanted to be popular, nobody listened to them, and then they built this ego and said, yo, I'm gonna work hard, got their badge. Then once they got their badge, they abuse it. Like, that actually goes on. But then you also have a lot of good ones, and I know some cops personally that really for the community, really not abusing their power, really want to protect, you know what I'm saying? And I think man, I'm always speaking to the young black kids. Like, I can't speak for them. I'm not racist or anything. Like, I love everybody. But I got to speak to the people who look like me first and who can relate to me the most first before I try to fix any other problem. You feel me? And I like where our city is heading, though. You know, it's a lot of things going on. I just feel like we got to continue to stay focused on what's supposed to be focused on, because our attention shifts so fast. And this is like us overall, that as soon as one problem come up, we on to the next thing. Whereas though this problem not fixed, they just put a Band-Aid on it. They ain't do no stitching to it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And we gotta continue to know what's going on, what we want, and how are we gonna attack it to get the results that we need.
Absolutely. I see people are putting questions in, but y'all, I can't move that fast. So
all right, I can help you.
Put all y'all questions inside of the question box. It'll be easier for us. Yusuf, but
my guy,
please just put them inside of the question box for us so we can continue to follow along.
Yo, my guy, you slut. He worked hard. Oh my gosh, bro. I met him. You see, remember I said I have met business partners just from going up to colleges and promoting. He's actually we're not partnering yet, but he's actually one of the people I met just from going up to Temple and just promoting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and ever since then, I've been just watching him. We've been watching each other, and I'm like, yo, this guy really got this young figured out. Like,
Oh, for sure.
definitely salute to you.
Yeah, his work ethic is amazing. He's an amazing person. He's humble. He handles his business, and
Yeah.
he's very supportive as well. So.
Yeah, not catch criminals. Yeah, the police first job in America was to hunt slaves, not to catch criminals. That's a fact. But now that's a fact. So that's why we need slaves as jobs then. Just as a metaphor, not saying we're slaves. We need the slaves that take that police job so they can govern their people the right way. Definitely, I get what you're saying though. Acknowledge,
Okay. Read that question, if you can.
acknowledge that was the foundational root of police in this country. How can we not see they needed to be? All right. Next question. Let me see. How many more questions do we have?
Hold on. Here we are.
Oh yeah. What's the best way to remove bad energy from your circle without having bad blood with them? That's a good
I'll let
question.
you go first.
Yeah, go. That's a good one. That's a good one. Go.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question for everyone, it says, what is the best way to remove bad energy from your circle without having bad blood with them? When you are excelling in anything that you are doing, they will drop off. You won't have to force your hand to make them understand that they are being erased, if that makes sense. So it's not like you got to be like, okay, well, I'm done with you. Da, da, da. You don't have to do any of that. You can simply continue excelling in your life, focusing on yourself and the people who are taken to you, and they'll disappear. They normally always do. Now, if it's a case where it's someone that was really close to you and they want to understand why are you detaching yourself from that relationship, then just say you have to just be mindful, like, this relationship no longer serves me. I don't wish you any harm. I wish the best for you, but I simply cannot do this relationship anymore, because you're blocking your own blessings as you continue to be around those people who are keeping you stagnant and cannot see anything more than where they are, and you don't want to get stuck. So most of the time, you won't even have to have this conversation all the time. You literally can just keep going on with your life.
I agree.
You'll be like, you may be like, what happened to such a, okay. You know what I mean? Just keep going. You gotta just keep going.
Yep. Yo, and you already answered that, John. I was gonna say basically the same thing you said, just in another way. And like the best way to remove bad energy is just really, I don't know. I think it's more so it's within first. Cause me, I have no problem with just saying, yo, you toxic, you can't be around me without me feeling bad. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel bad for moving toxic people away from you, like that's a within problem. That's nobody else's problem but like within you. So you should always feel comfortable. Anybody who makes you feel unbalanced, who throw off your frequency or raise your anxiety when you're around them of some sort, they just shouldn't be around you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand some people live in certain situations, but it's really a within you first. Once you change that within you, like I have no problem with people not agreeing with, everybody is allowed to their own perspectives at the end of the day. Like just because you keep negative people around you and you cool with it, that don't mean I have to do it.
Right. It's that I don't no. Honestly,
50-50 show up. God, salute.
But hello, y'all. The people that just joined. Hey, y'all. No, yeah, absolutely. Someone said I don't feel bad for doing that. Absolutely not. Do not feel bad for wanting more, for wanting better for your life, for wanting better people around you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because you got to understand, if you continue to keep holding that dead weight and carrying it with you, you're blocking your own blessings. Right. God will be able to put the all things new. It's like you're going into new levels. All things will be new. And if you continue to keep bringing old things with you, He's not going to provide you with those new things that are needed, that are greater than where you are. You think that relationship, you need it so bad, but then He's going to place you in people that's going to pour back into you. So therefore, it'll be a give and a take. It won't just be someone taking from you at all times.
Right.
Now, I don't know the measures of everything about the relationship, but that's basically what we're saying.
The police are toxic, yet we're trying to learn to coexist. So I understand, bro. Trust me, I'm really right there with you. And it's hard. Like, if they toxic, how do we work alongside of them? That's why we really just got to identify the difference between the good cops and the bad cops. Like, honestly, because I know certain cops personally that's like, yo, it's like me and you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a regular person first. I'm not a cop. I'm not a politician, none of that. I'm a regular human being first. And I see and I know some of them personally. You know, sometimes you gotta give certain people a chance just to know who they are.
Right.
And some of them really is worth, you know, that you can coexist alongside of. Not all, but now with these laws and these police reforms, like things are being, I don't know about everywhere else, but in Philly things are actually like being fixed and worked on. Bills are being passed, so we won't have to worry about toxic police. Honestly, from me seeing, like, we won't have to worry about toxic police. Like, now it's really becoming illegal to be racist and abuse your power, which is a good thing. It's a win for the people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Slim.
Yeah. Well.
Dan.
Yeah, we answered both questions. So if anyone have any more questions, just please place them inside of the question box. For those who are just now joining us, we went over resources and then we actually went everywhere. We started talking about police brutality, relationships. It started expanding, which is perfectly fine with me. I told him, I said, if it goes somewhere else, but this is where we're trying to go for the goal. But all these things are very informational and important for everyone to know, because the next generation that's coming up, they're going to have to understand and know how to operate in these things, in these climates.
Right.
She said, oh man, which resources? We discussed resources of how to connect with others and building yourself and building your brand.
So more so, definitely always feel free to reach out to me. Follow me. I'm gonna follow y'all back as well. It's a lot of things, like I've connected with a lot of different nonprofits. So I like to build with parents as much as possible as well, because a lot of parents don't know, like, there's resources for almost everything, even financial literacy for the kids out here. There's a lot of resources out here. You just gotta know how to get to them. The problem is they not promoted the way that the flu shot promoted. If resources was for your kids was promoted the way the flu shots promoted is on every corner, everywhere, then we would see a bunch of parents knowing of resources. But since you actually have to go to a counseling person's office and get this list and that list, which make us think we don't have resources there, but there's really a lot. And that's what I really want to dedicate my platform to, is promoting them to the fullest, and let parents know that they're really there for
that there are resources and things that we can actually do for our children, and that's why, like, you're definitely on this list. You know what I mean? Because we have a lot of the similar goals for our children. It says, one thing I like about this video is transparency about
salute Caribbean muscles. Salute.
Oh yes, absolutely. Oh, that's Nick's. Okay. Salute. Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. When you get support, if you're not transparent, they'll be able to read through that. Kids will be able to read through that. When you're not authentic, they know. Kids know. Mm-hmm. You know, so if they're not feeling you and they're like, oh, okay, they just talking. They not gonna really help me. They don't know no better. They ain't really, you know what I mean? They're not gonna take to you at all whatsoever. So you have to be authentic. You gotta be transparent. You gotta keep it a bean. Not to be like, I'm trying to watch my language, sorry, but you gotta keep it a bean. Like,
look, that's what it is right there. It's not even. See, this is the thing about me, man. I want to do more turning off my professionalism than turning it on. And what I mean by that is, sometimes when I go to certain places and when I know I'm talking to the young boys in the hood, I'm not about to, just because I got this person, this cop, this political figure right here and all that, I'm not about to change the way I'm about to talk to them. Because you got to get to them, you know?
Exactly. You got to meet them where they are.
Yeah,
you got to meet them where they are. Not as far as meaning like the behaviors and things, but as far as your communication goes. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to communicate in any room that you walk in by still being you.
Right.
Like, yes. Chill, you don't change you, but be able to communicate in all rooms.
Yep. Yep. And I love what you do, yo. I actually came to your school before and spoke to your students. Like, it was dope. I noticed like your classroom, you had them intact more than the other ones, and that goes to show how much patience you have. That it takes patience to be able to connect with many different personalities and just know them for, you know, and for them all to respect you the way you do. That goes to show you really one of the good teachers as well. So salute to you, sis, for that as well. Shout
Thank
out to
you,
Slim.
thank you.
Slim, the one that put me in a plug with you. Shout out
Yes.
to Slim.
Oh yes, absolutely. You already know. Because my thing is, y'all, like as you know, if I have an opportunity for somebody, I'm going to make sure I pass it because I don't need the spotlight all the time. Where like
Right.
thinking that something is just for me. That's the thing. People are selfish. People don't want to allow other people to be a resource. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it. Like, if you know that you have an opportunity for someone to grow and put somebody else on, why not tell them? How
Why
is
not?
that hurting you? How is
That's
that
just,
hurting you?
oh my
Because at
God.
the end
I'm
of the
so,
day, that was months ago when y'all came to my school, and you still
mm-hmm.
remember that. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
we're not doing none of that.
Yo, because like our city gonna continue to move forward if we stay that way, and the kids are gonna follow us. The kids gonna see us, and they're gonna try to do the same thing. The next generation of teachers and young entrepreneurs. When me and you get older, and then we like, yo, look at such and such, and we can be able to provide resources to such and such can take their resources, and it's like, yo, it really
And it'll just be a
it
trickle
caused a
effect
pattern,
on generation on generation.
and it
And
keep
it's all
going.
about what we're doing now. But
Yup.
people like you and I, what me and you are doing right now, they'll respect that and they'll continue the legacy.
Yup.
That's it, and that's all.
Yo, seriously. And you can relate to him, so that's what you need.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and I'm
like,
working on the album
and
too.
thank you for the compliment. A lot of times, some teachers come in and they're like, this is my job and I'm leaving. I keep it 100 with all my students. They'll be like, well, my dad's not in my life. I'm like, well, my dad's been locked up for 8 years now, so
Yeah.
I don't really have an excuse. What's your excuse? My mom died when I was 17, but I still chose to continue going on with my life and finish college on time and do everything. And I started teaching in the system at age 22. So you cannot allow anything that you're going through with your what goes against you. Sorry, I need some water or something. What you're faced with to stop you. If you really cannot do it. Because if then how you look at it and how you look at your pain, you gotta turn it into fuel.
Gotta turn it into passion. Future. Man, I turned my pain into passion, yo. And it started from just writing me, and then everything else just started to write itself. And that's why, you know, my music and my lyrics, and I'm always talking, like, my new project, Abro Volume 2, like, I'm working on this so hard because I haven't been pushing my music. I've been just doing activism and just rapping, but I'm working on a lot. I'm working on it hard, and I'm figuring out a way to sonically make the music still sound good, but putting messages in there like anti-violence, anti-gun violence, understanding bullying, understanding sex abuse, domestic abuse, financial literacy. I'm trying to bottle all that up into a way that you want to hear it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And all the things that you are discussing are all the things that our youth go through. And then they grow up, and then it's like, you know, they are our age at this point, and they don't know how to build relationships. They don't know how to operate as an adult because they're still holding on to so many childhood traumas.
Right.
So therefore, it's like, if we continue to do what we're doing, continue to create that platform for them where they can express themselves. And that's why you said, yes, we all are. Absolutely. That's a fact. My platform, education, bridging that gap between education and art. You don't have to just go to school.
Right.
You don't just have to, no. Like, I need people to, that's why I connected with you, Slim, all those different people, because I have my students that literally come to me all the time, and they're like, I really love doing this. Okay, we having a freestyle Friday in my class.
Yeah.
Just try to watch your language a little bit, but do your thing. Like, I'm here for it. Poetry. I do poetry too, so we can do it together. Let's go. You know, that's dance group. Like, okay, that's what you want to do. Now we're gonna learn literature through you telling the story, and you're gonna act it out, write the screenplay, and you're still technically learning because
you're still learning.
You feel me?
Like,
like,
that's dope, yo. And that's why you like, yo, come on this drum. Like, yeah, like, no problem. what you need, nothing. Just let me know when we coming on this, John. Like,
Right.
because
And like the goal with this was I wanted it to be a workshop week at somewhere, but because of COVID, I wasn't able to get a space and stuff like that. So that's the goal next year, to have the summer camp, to be able to bring everyone now in house and have these workshops daily for them.
Yep.
So financial literacy, rapping, production, anything that whatever the most need requests are will be with that.
Right. And you always got my support too. So
absolutely,
like we could always put something together too. Like just always keep me posted. I just be doing so much. But like when people let me know it's something, I definitely know how to shift my attention and like help any way that I say I'm gonna help. Yeah, you know what? Like I'm not sure if you coming out yet or anything, but if they allow me to, I know August 9th. You familiar with J Huff, the artist? He got the No Baptist song. Yeah, I'm throwing him a community day, community research day out north. And you're going to have, like, the kids out there and stuff like that. You're going to be giving back, you know, because he's about to make that transition into humanitarianism with his art. And you feel free to come be a part of it some sort if you want to hold interviews and all that on there as well.
Absolutely. Just send me the details.
Yeah, I got you. I definitely got you. I'm putting it together. So I'm definitely waiting. I'm waiting for the council member office for that district to hit me back to see if I'm allowed to even throw it at that rec. But it's still gonna be outside. They let everything else go, so it would be a social distance, John. You know, we got guidelines that would be in place. So yeah, definitely. So if it's approved for August 9th, that's Sunday, I definitely send you the information.
Please do, and I would definitely, you know, me and you talk so that we can collab on our other thing that. So y'all are here. This won't be the last that you hear from Aunt and Brittney for sure. So let's answer this question, and we got about 10 more minutes left.
All right.
It says, what's the best way to keep our young, talented athletes out of the streets and focused on their gifts? Oh, okay. I'm not going to be a teacher right now, but their gift, God gave them. That's what it says.
Yeah, I caught it. I can answer real quick. I feel like just reminding them of their purpose and reminding them of so that's gonna take mentorship and that's gonna take people that's there for them. And like for example, Mayor, you know, we grew up in a boxing family, the same way we did with Vami when he was younger. Like we was living, sleeping, and eating boxing. We'll wake up, go jogging, train, we'll watch film. I think just constantly reminding them what it is that what their purpose is and how great they are at it, it can help fuel them. Because we saw Vami, remember we seen Vami transition of when, and I'm talking about Vami, this James K. Harden, this my little guy. We seen when he can barely like throw combinations right until being what he have grown to be. Just that consistency and the family being around and just like, encouraging it. And then they get and they unlock their full potential. So I think to keep them out the streets is really just putting them into their craft, putting them into their comfort space. I mean,
all right. Got anything, hold on. Yes. Best way to keep our young talented athletes out of the street. Keep them focused on their exposure as well, making sure they are keeping the right company around them. Yeah. So I know my little brother, he plays football and basketball. So I connect with my athletes that I know that are home from overseas and things like that. Okay, you have workouts at 10 a.m. Cool. That's where he'll be. You know? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's where you can go, and then you can go play the game or do whatever else you need to do for your leisure time. But keep them active inside of their craft. And when they get weary about like, man, maybe I don't want to do this anymore, make sure that they are writing down their goals. And encouraging them to write down what they want to be. What is their, what's the word I'm looking for? What is their outcome? What do they want out of it? Why is it that they want to continue? So as long as you continue to feed them what they need to hear, in spite of the days that they feel like they don't want to anymore, they will always remember their why they're pushing, why they want to become that athlete, why they want to dribble that ball or throw the football, whatever. Yep. All right, we have one. Oh wait, two popped up. Okay, well here we go. It says passion. Can y'all talk about the adults that look at us a little different for letting our youth be open and vocal?
Well, you gotta adjust to the times. I've been on panel sessions and I have had the same like debate with some older I don't like calling people old, but some older generation males, ladies and gentlemen. I can say like with that, I mean, it's not really us. It's not an us thing to really have to address anymore. They just have to adjust. You feel me? They have to really understand like it's not back in the day no more. Kids don't react to things the way they did back in the day. The communities are so disorganized that if somebody down the street ever was to hit me, my mom coming after them. It ain't the same the way back when they was younger. And if such and such put their hands on you, and then that means you getting a beating from the whole community. Like the community's not like
the whole block.
right. And so I think the older generations is they have to adjust, not more so we have to. That's just my take on that.
Yeah, and also, I just seen a comment, and I'm going to piggyback off of what she's saying. We also had a thing where it's what I say is it, like whatever mommy say goes. So there was never a rebuttal in between there. Right. So you couldn't vocalize your opinion or anything that you thought because you're wrong. Because you're wrong, regardless. You're the child, you're wrong. Nothing what you say is correct. What I say is, and now that it's so much discovery and so much more easy access to the internet and different things like that, these children are challenging their parents now. Mm-hmm. They're challenging them like, well, you said this, but I definitely read this. So I don't agree. And now that I'm not agreeing, I have my voice now. We weren't allowed to have a voice. Right. So I agree. It's they've got to get over it.
The kids is different. Like you even got to raise kids differently now too. Absolutely. Like, you got to be way more open. You can't be as strict. Like you do got to have order within your household and your family. Yes, but you definitely got to be open minded to certain things because everything really just changed. And like the kids. I think it really wrote itself. Like there's some things we don't actually have to say. It's like spoken without it being said. These kids not trying to listen to the old school way of things. Yeah, I would consider.
Okay, I'll finish it. It says, need to know how to be ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely a part of like a workshop that I would want to do hands-on with.
Shout out to your programming as well. There's a mentor program by the name of Nomo Foundation and Man Up PHL, Solomon Jones. And they real big on teaching the young men and women how to be like proper human beings and carry themselves with respect. So those type of programs.
Knowing how to set a table for dinner. I bet you if we ask about 10 kids, how do you set a table?
They won't know.
The salad fork over the what side does the cup go on?
Now I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna fraud. I don't even know all that. Like especially when it comes to like setting up a table, I don't even know. I'm guilty. I ain't about to come up here and cap. I'm guilty for that. Like when it comes to I just know you're not supposed to eat with your mouth open or your teeth not supposed to hit the spoon. It's like simple things like that, which I'm teaching my kids, and which my girl, she's real heavy on teaching that as well.
That's a good joint. No, I mean I know only because I was in like Milan school, John Robert Powers. So like all those different things were like very important. So I can carry that one out. So I actually do know. But if no one have any last minute questions, we have like I see the countdown. We have like 4 more minutes before we close out. If anyone would like to have any
I want to say I definitely love what you're doing. Once again, I love what you're doing. I see the rebranding thing, the short hair on you look amazing, sis. That shit fire. Yo, like what you doing for the youth is amazing. I like that you dedicating your platform and you dedicating your time, your intuition, everything into helping and getting the youth that wisdom to be able to move forward in life. Like I appreciate you for doing that. We need it need to be popularized to do positive stuff like this. Like the media need to come running to people like you feet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh snap, what is such and such doing? The same way they do when somebody gets shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm always talking about that. When I talk to some of these people who works for Fox, WHYY, all that. And I'm just like, y'all need to really make being positive popular. These young kids gonna want to do it. Like if these young artists knew that they can get on and the deals and the radio stations all gonna want them if they talk about positive stuff, you're gonna see hundreds of thousands of kids rapping about good stuff. But when the only people you see on TV popular and stuff like that, and the only thing that gets the most attention is negative, you know, psychologically, especially when we're the society is making our kids like not think for themselves as much as well, you know, and they can't stop us now because now we just freedom thinkers. This is the age of the freedom thinkers. Like we figure out questions, we figure out answers our own. Like but with a society like that, it's always easy for them to fall into that trap, you know, of just doing what society says should be done. Meaning, like, if all I see is negative, is lean and drugs and guns and videos, and that's who getting the girls, that's who getting the money, that's who getting the attention, the big contracts, making it out the hood. Why would I try to do something different? Not me, but this is just what this how they would think. And that's why you see this pattern with the music and with everything and bullying in school, man. They make fun of each other like so bad and they look just alike. You know, like they make each other insecure and hate themselves. And I believe society play a big part is feeding it, you know. And that's why I'm trying to offset our culture. Like, that's what I mean. I'm like, I'm positive. I'm pro-black. I'm pro-female rights. I'm always advocating this because our culture, you know, it's infiltrated, man, and it's infiltrated. The gatekeepers are keeping us this way, and I'm trying to throw that off. Like,
absolutely. And I actually agree. We're gonna wrap it up. Someone stated that we have to conform as well. So, like, my biggest thing is, please practice what you're preaching. If you want someone and these children to follow after you, make sure that you are setting that example for them to follow, and make sure you're doing it on your part as well inside of your personal life. And when you're on camera, you got to be clean both ways. Here's counting down now. Oh, it got 2 minutes. So thank you again, Aunt, for joining me today. I appreciate you. You are an amazing. Please keep up the good work. This will not be the last that you hear from us or him. Continue. Make sure you follow both pages. This is the end of day 4. Again, if you are just now joining, my name is Brittney Destsaino. I'm the founder of the nonprofit DestsainoShine, bridging the gap between education and the arts while supporting women with breast cancer. And I will be back at 4 o'clock. So if you're coming back at 4, we will be dancing with Dancing Roxy. Her name is Quanisha. She put together a little dance for us to learn. And the best dancer gets a gift from me. I've been giving out gifts all week. That's dope. If you wanna dance, show your moves off, please join us today at 4 o'clock. And I'll see y'all later. Have a good day.
Salute. Thanks, sis. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Bye, Aunt.
All right.